Hi guys, welcome to my channel Confidence Conversations, and I am joined by my wonderful friend Kerrie, because basically guys, today what we're doing is we're talking about scars, and I thought Kerrie would be the perfect person for that because she has always had a scar, and actually I always think you're incredibly quite open about it and really yeah, got a scar, who cares?
Yeah, I don't mind having a scar at all. So I was born with congenital heart disease.
Right.
So when I was about 6 months old, I had open heart surgery. They went in through my back.
Yeah.
So I have quite a large scar, it goes around my shoulder blade.
Yeah, I remember it. It's quite cool.
So,
I never knew what it was.
You can always see it if I wear like a strappy top or something like that.
Yeah.
I've never been bothered, I think mainly though because it was on my back and...
You never really saw it.
No.
And then obviously, how many years ago was your first open heart surgery that you had?
So down the front?
Yeah.
So that was in 2010. I
Okay.
had my first open heart surgery.
I work with a lot of people, obviously, that have either scars or birthmarks or things like that. And some people, it absolutely cripples them. Like one lady I met who had, you know, to me, I don't have any scars, so I cannot really be a judge, but she had a little scar on her forehead. And she was really hugely embarrassed by it. It really massively broke her confidence. Yeah. And I always use you as a really good example because I always think that for you it was never, I never thought of it as an issue because you never thought of it as an issue.
No, I mean all of it was very unknown as to what would happen. And,
yeah.
But once I'd been through it all, I mean the scar was the least of my worries.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wore it with a bit of pride afterwards because it was hard to go through. The recovery was really long, and actually mentally I just needed something that maybe just reminded me that I had been through it.
Yeah.
So I had this scar and I just got on with it.
Yeah, which is amazing really. I mean, because the only other thing that I find a bit weird is people's reactions to it. People are quite open about asking after it, like, oh, how did you get that? Or what happened there?
And that, to be honest, causes... I don't know, it causes me embarrassment sometimes. If people asked, then I'd explain, even if they were total strangers. But now it's got to the point where it's like, actually, you don't need to know, and that's private. So,
yeah.
And, you know, if you're having a bit of an off day and then someone asks you about it, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Be a bit more sensitive.
Yeah.
So, if you're out there and you're one of those people that ask people, how did you get that scar? Don't
Never
ask. It's none of your business. But the one thing I obviously wanted to talk about, because the whole thing of this channel that I'm doing is about how makeup can help you internally feel about an issue that you have, whether or not it be the fact that you're overweight, whether or not you suffer with depression, which is another one that I'm going to do, and things like that. So, I mean, I know that you don't necessarily cover up your scar, which I think is brilliant.
No, I don't feel I need to. The one time I covered it up was my wedding day.
And why would you feel that covering up is a thing to do?
I knew I was going to have a lot of photos taken on that day, and I just didn't really want my scar to be the focus because it's what my eye would be drawn to if I was looking at the photos, and I just didn't want it to be about that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted it covered up. It wasn't an issue.
Yeah. And
then no one had to talk to me about it as well on the day
if
they felt that they needed to. So it just kind of
takes the focus away from it a little bit.
Definitely.
So would you ever cover it up for any other reason? Would you use makeup to cover it up for any particular occasion, or is it mainly just when you don't want the focus to be on it?
To be honest, if I went to an job interview,
yeah,
I probably would cover it up if I was wearing an outfit that showed it off.
Okay.
Just because as well, I don't want to be asked in an interview about why I've got a scar.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And as well, I'd worry what maybe the recruiter would be thinking about my capabilities seeing a scar.
Yeah.
So I would cover it up then.
Yeah.
But only then.
Okay, but otherwise
any other time I feel like I need to distract attention away from the scar.
Yeah.
I just put on my red lipstick.
Red lipstick every time. Actually, someone else, it's pink. But I agree with you on that, actually. Funnily enough, I think every woman has a confidence lipstick.
Definitely.
And I think that's really cool. Well, I want you to put your red lipstick on in a minute. But first of all, what I am going to do is, what do you have to cover up your scar in this monstrosity of a makeup bag? So most people would go, well, I'd instantly cover it up with concealer.
Yeah, which is what I'd use. And I found it the other day. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure where this is from.
I do know where it's from. It's from Collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good concealer.
It's really good. It's like wall paint.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to use your one, but I'm also going to just add a few little bits in, because I find with scarring it's about layering. But also, you did use a lot of oils as well, didn't you, when you first had it?
When I first had the surgery, the scar was really raised and really prickly and really itchy, so I did use a bit of oil.
So which oil did you use? Because we've got Bio Natural oil here, Sukin, very nice. But we also have... I actually bought you the rosehip oil, didn't I?
I use the rosehip oil most.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Which is really soothing. I wouldn't say that it affected the coloration of the scar, because it used to be really, really red, and it's gone down a lot.
Yeah,
now.
massively.
But I don't think it touched the colour of it. But it was really soothing, so I put it on every night.
Again, this is from Sukin, but you can get this in farm shops and things like that, natural oil. And I think what it does is the whole point of also massaging oil into your skin really helps it build itself back together. So what I'm going to show you is I've got this really cool little concealer kit. I'm just going to take out this really annoying brush. This is Camouflage Kit, very cool, by W7. I really like that because it's got loads of different colours in it. It's got quite a lot of pinky ones and quite a lot of yellow tones as well. But what I'm going to show you is, for instance, if your scar is quite red, then I would take something like your green camouflage, so your green colour correcting stick. Now I'd say yours isn't particularly that red, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it a little bit without getting your boobs out.
There.
Sorry,
there.
a little bit of trusticle there. And I'm actually going to take this one here, which is from Becca. Now, as you can see, this is a colour corrector. This is Peach from Becca. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to simply stipple this on. Now, this is the kind of thing that I would use for someone that's got really darkness under the eyes. And I would just literally stipple it onto the scar. So what this is going to do is just take away any of that kind of bluey, purpley tone. Now, I know it looks like I've made it 20 times worse.
It does.
And we're done, guys. Just draw attention to
it.
Yeah, and that's that. Wear it with pride.
Lovely.
So I'm literally just going to pop that on top of it and just blend it out. But what that's going to do is just take down any kind of dark tone to it, because it's not too red. If your scar is red, then I would use green. But at the moment, yours is a little bit darker than your normal skin tone, so I would use a reddy colour. And then what I'm going to do is, these are amazing. This is Vichy Derma Blend. Now, you can get this in certain pharmacies. These are really, really good because these are actually designed for people with problem skin. So anyone with acne, any kind of unbelievable kind of skin condition or anything like that, these are really, really good because they've actually got slight medication in them, but they're also designed for problem skin, so they're not going to add too much.
Perfect.
I'm going to take a beauty blender and I'm literally just going to stipple it over the top of where I've gone. Now again, you might need to do different colours for different areas. If there's some parts that are red, then go in with your green. If there are some parts that are kind of darker, then go in with your kind of more orangey tone. But just simply pop that all over the scar area. Now again, I'm not saying to people that they should cover up their scars by any means. Because I think if you can feel confident like Kerrie does, then wear it with pride. You know, they're there for a reason. If you really don't feel confident and you really don't have that kind of confidence to wear it, you know, maybe start off covering your scar and then see how you get on. Maybe sometimes don't cover it, sometimes cover it. Just try and give yourself a little bit of confidence by learning how to cover something like this up, but then also learning how to live with it, really. Now I'm going to take a little bit of powder with this brush that's disgusting. And I'm embarrassed. It's an old
You
bottle.
gave me that one.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just going to take, basically this is just a normal translucent powder, okay? This one's from Sephora, but
what does
any
that do?
kind of powder. So what I'm doing, it's all about layers. So I've done the orange, now I've done the foundation, which is a little bit too dark for your skin, but that's absolutely fine. And then what I'm going to do is to go over the top of it and I'm powdering it. Okay, so this is layer number 1. Now the other thing that the Vichy Derma Blend does, I worked with a lady who really wanted like the thickest makeup coverage possible. They also do a body one too, which is really good. So this is the normal foundation. Again, you don't have to have problem skin, but it is also supposed to last 16 hours. And then this is the one that for face and body. This is a little bit more intense, this one. Really good. Very, very, very good foundation. I like it a lot. I'm taking this concealer. Gross. No, actually, it's actually really good concealer. And this is much more kind of your skin tone now. So you've gone from very, very kind of reddy tone, but that's the only way that you're ever going to get rid of any kind of darkness in the scar, is by kind of covering that first. If you just go in with a yellow concealer or a foundation, it's not going to cover it up. It's still going to come through. You need to colour correct it first. And you're just simply making sure that you really blend it out. And do it in stipple motions, how I've done it, just really, really gently stippling around the area. And again, now, powder. So it is a bit of a process, but as I said, if you're only going to do this every so often and you don't want it to be a really, you know, big focus, then I think this is really important. Now, I need a slightly lighter tone, because I didn't realise how pale you were.
Cheeky.
Wow. Wow, holiday much? I'm joking.
Just had a baby.
Yeah, that's
been
true.
in hibernation for the last
Just had a baby, I've gone to the space of twilight.
Right.
But I'm just blending that in now. You can also get setting sprays and waterproofing sprays as well, which are really good. But again, I wouldn't necessarily invest in those if you're only going to do it every so often.
Yeah, and you could end up with a disaster when you go swimming, couldn't you?
Well, if you're going to go swimming, slightly different matter. But again, that's something that, you know, it takes a lot of courage for people to do. You can get waterproof sealant sprays and things like that, but again, they're a little bit more expensive. It's a bit more, you know, you need to invest in which ones are really good and stuff like that. But at the moment, we're just blending it all in. Would you feel more confident now going to like an interview or going somewhere, if you were wearing like a low cut top or an evening out or something like that?
Yeah. I just know that I wouldn't have to talk about it first of all, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to put on your red lip.
Okay.
Because this is where the real confidence comes in.
Okay.
You do look fabulous. What colour is that you've just put on?
Oh.
Lady Danger.
Lady Danger.
Oh, I guess that. Can't see a thing. You look beautiful on camera, may I add?
Thanks, Bryony.
You're welcome. Yes, but you know, if you've got any comments or any concerns, then please do leave the comments on the bottom of this video. It goes down there somewhere, doesn't it? And make sure you check out our Instagram and Twitter. And also, can I just point out that Kerrie did these paintings, which you can buy. Where can you?
They just happen to be in the background.
What a coincidence!
Ooh.
Where can you buy these?
They're on Etsy, actually. So under Kerrie Kent Gallery.
There you go.
Yeah.
So make sure I'll put a link below as well. But I'll also put both Kerrie and obviously myself Instagram, and also make sure you check out my Twitter and Facebook. And I will see you very soon. Bye.